Okay. Am I audible to everyone? Hello. Is my voice clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we are going to discuss operations on signal today. Okay. And then after that we will discuss classification of signals, and then we will move on to system definition and classification on system. Okay. And then after that we will discuss a particular kind of system, that is linear shift invariant system or linear time invariant system, that is called. Okay. And that is the system that is the point of discussion for this whole signal and system, as well as for network theory, as well as for control system. Okay. So whatever you do, whenever you study about system here in these three subjects, we are basically focusing on a particular type of system, that is linear time invariant, or you can call it linear shift invariant system. Okay. But before that, we have to discuss certain operations on signal that should be very much clear to you. So we have already seen what is signal energy and what is signal power, and that's just a way of measuring the size of the signal. Okay, so that we can compare how small or how large a particular signal is in its peers. Okay, for example, energy, as you have already seen that the signal with finite energy will have zero power, so cannot be compared to the power signal. But if you have two or three energy signals, then you can compare how small or how large they are. Okay. And we also discuss some of the shortcut techniques around that. Now today we are going to discuss about operations on signal, and let me just move on here. So we are going to discuss operations on signals, and we will be discussing basically what you can say two kind of operations here. So one will be on amplitude, on dependent variable, that is. So signal, as you know, this is denoted by f of t. So we will have operations on what you can say t. Okay. So operations on t, on time, that is t, or independent variable you can say, and operation on ft itself, on ft itself. Okay, so this is dependent variable, right? Now these operations can further be classified. So there are quite a few operations that you can perform on ft. You can like scale it, so magnitude scaling, you can divide it, so you can perform this k times ft. Okay. So this is basically amplitude scaling. You are scaling the amplitude of the signal. Okay. And then you can add some other signal to it, gt plus ft. Okay. And there are many other operations like this, but the one that we are interested in doing is these two. One is the very important operation, that is accumulation. So accumulation means we are going to accumulate from minus infinity to t. So ft, we will be integrating ft from minus infinity to t, ft dt, and this operation is called accumulation. Okay. And it's a very important operation. You will see that quite a few things can be achieved by this operation. Another operation that is very simple, I'm not going to discuss, but you should be keeping this in mind, that is minus infinity to infinity ft, and then you will have dt. Okay. So this is complete integration. You can see that it is from big bang to big bang, or कयामत से कयामत तक. This is कयामत से present. Okay. So important for us is this operation, and you will after certain after some exposure into this course, you will understand that why it is very important. Okay. And then it comes to this operations on time. So we have scaling of the signal, that is we will shift this signal. So sorry, shift the time, so t plus a, and we can what you can say scale this signal at, and we can invert this signal, so f of minus t. Okay, so these are the three things. The first is shifting, another is time, so this is time shifting, and this is called time scaling. I'm just writing this scaling here. And then you have time inversion, I'm just writing inversion. Okay, and we will learn about these operations one by one. So first let me start with this operations on time only. So we are going to start with time shifting. Okay, so we are going to start with time shifting of a signal. Okay, so how do we shift this signal? So ft is given, and we have to find out, let's say from ft we have to find out f of t plus t naught. Okay, so either ft will be given in terms of graphical representation or in terms of functional form. Okay, so the best way to get ft to ft plus t naught, how do we get from ft to ft plus t naught? What is the simplest answer here? Can somebody tell me? Hello? एफ टी से एफ टी प्लस टी नॉट कैसे हम लोग करेंगे? कोई बताएगा? सॉरी, हेलो, एक्स एक्सिस को कुछ बोल रहे हैं आप, ठीक है? एक्स एक्सिस मतलब टाइम एक्सिस हियर, इंडिपेंडेंट एक्स एक्सिस मींस इंडिपेंडेंट एक्सिस, राइट? Isn't it? Okay, let me just give you a very short answer that will be very much beneficial. We will replace t with, so we are going to replace t with what? T plus t naught. And if we replace here t with t plus t naught, you will see that we are getting ft plus t naught, isn't it? Right? Are we getting that or not? Can somebody tell me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and now let's just take an example, and from that example we are going to visualize this, okay, how this is going to affect it. Okay, so let's say that our signal is something like this. So let me just draw this. Okay, so this here is our ft. Let's say this is a rectangle here in this side, and in this side it's a line. So let's say this is -1 and this is 1, and this point is also, let me make this 2. Okay, so this -1 to 1, from -1 to 0, it's like a straight line, and after that it's a constant, isn't it? And after this point it's 0, and beyond this -1 this is again 0, beyond 1 it is also 0. Okay, so this is the signal, right? Now what is going to be its functional form? Let me write this. So this signal is f of t. So what is f of t? I'm writing very small. If it is not visible to all of you, please let me know. So ft is equal to here t 2t, sorry, how much it is going to be? 2t plus 2, isn't it? Right? Between -1 to 0. Right? Or let me do it somewhere else so that it should be properly visible to all of you.
It's a visible, sir.
Okay, visible, then no problem. Okay, so it's 2t plus 2, and after that it is equal to 2 between t uh, minus 1, 0 to 1. Okay, and otherwise it is 0. Previously it is 0 between minus infinity to minus 1, and after this it is again 0 from t is equal to 1 to all the way up to infinity, right? So this is what our function is. So the simplest method is that if we have to find out f t plus t naught. So let me just write this here, ft plus t naught here. So I am replacing t with t plus t naught, and here in this case, let's say t naught is equal to plus 2. Okay, t naught is a positive constant, and that's, let's say, this is equal to 2. So what will happen to this signal? Let me just show this in the functional form first. Okay, and what this is going to be, it will be equal to 0, minus infinity, less than equal to minus 1. But you can see that here it was t, now it is going to be what? T plus 2, isn't it? We have to replace t with t plus 2. Second is we will have 2 times t plus 2. We have 2 times t plus 2. So here that again we will be replacing t by t plus 2. So 2 times t plus 2 plus 2, right? And here again what we will be having, from minus 1, and instead of t we will be writing t plus 2 and less than 0. And after that what we will be having, constant 2. So there is no t, so it will be as it is, right? And then here what we will be having is again t plus 2 between 0 and less than 1, right? And in the last one it's again going to be 0. Again what we will be having is, here you have 1, t is between 1 and infinity, so here I will be writing t plus 2 is between 1 and infinity, right? This is what I was saying, that all we have to replace is t with t plus t, right? So t plus 2 निकालने के लिए हमने क्या किया, f of t plus 2, t की जगह t plus 2 रख दिया. And now we will kind of solve this. So if you solve this here, what I will be getting, okay, let me do this in blue color here. Okay, so in red color, so red color में मैं पहले ये domain I mean this is domain, right? And here पहले मैंने range लिखा है और बाद में domain लिखा है function का, right? So let me write down domain in terms of t. So here what is going to be for this domain, t will be from minus infinity minus 2, that is going to be minus infinity only, and t, and when 2 को उधर ले जाओगे तो minus 2 और आ गया, और minus 1 कितना हो जाएगा, minus 3. So minus infinity to minus 3, it will be 0, right? And then after that what it is, you see, you will again have t here, and here you are going to have minus 2, and here you are going to have minus 3. Again what will happen in the third case here is that t will be equal to minus 1 here, right? And what is it that you will be getting here, यहाँ पे कितना मिलेगा आपको, minus of 2, isn't it? And here in fourth part what you will be getting, it infinity only, and here this is going to be minus 1, right? Now can you forget about infinity, because infinity is just a notion, right? But you look at these points here, what happens to that, we added plus t plus 2, and then t becomes what, हर पॉइंट में माइनस 2 घटा दिया हमने, राइट? So minus 1 becomes minus 3. Here minus 1 is again becomes minus 3. 0 becomes minus 2. 0 becomes minus 2. 1 becomes minus 1, right? And this 1 becomes minus 1 again. And infinity is going to be infinity only, right? So you see that every point is, function is kind of, its location is changed. And its location, it is kind of shifted in the left, right? ये left में shift हो गया. And if you see at the functional form, that is also going to be changed. So this will become 0 only. And let me just remove this and write it. Okay, let me do it in red only. so that you can say, so this will be 0 1, this second is going to be 2t plus 4, isn't it? 2t plus 4, and this becomes remains 2 only, and this remains 0 only, right? And this is just a functional form that has changed. Its graphical form is also going to change, and let's see how its graphical form is going to look like now.
So the
Okay.
second will be 2t plus 6.
2t plus, yes, 2t plus 6, sorry. So it's going to be 2t plus 6, right? So you can check how this is going to look like. Okay. So let me draw this in red only, okay, so that it will be clear to all of us. Okay, so we are drawing f of t plus 2, right? Isn't it? And this signal is going to start from minus 3. So let's say this is minus 3, and let's say this is minus 2, and let's say this is minus 1. After that, this is 0, and so on and so forth. So it's starting from, let's say, between here, from minus infinity to minus 1. It's 0 only. So beyond this point, it's 0. Let me use this different color here. So from here to here, it is 0, right? And from here to here, it's equal to 2. So let me, this point is 2. So from minus 2 to minus 1, it is equal to 2. You can see here, isn't it? It's equal to 2. And before that, it is equal to what? 2t plus 6, right? 2t plus 6 means at t is equal to minus 2, what will be the value? If you put 2t plus minus 2 here, you will be getting 2 only, right? So that point will start at here only, and at 3, when you put 3 here, so sorry, minus 3 here, so then it will be minus 6 plus 6, that is equal to 0. So it will start at this, right? Now if you can compare these two functions here, okay, then you will see that actually this function remains the same, only that it is shifted 2 unit to the left, isn't it? So whenever you are adding t में आप जो भी दो ऐड करेंगे तो ये क्या होगा, लेफ्ट में शिफ्ट होगा, और जब भी आप t में दो घटाएंगे तो ये क्या हो जाएगा, राइट में शिफ्ट हो जाएगा. इज दैट क्लियर? इज इट क्लियर टू एवरीवन?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now we will be doing all these things in the graph only. So let me just go to the graphs only, and let's do these combined operation at once, so that I mean we are not going to waste so much time, and we understand how the things are going to work there. Okay, and that will be much easier once you practice a few problems. Okay, it's quite easy. So let me just start with a example here. So let me. So this was. What you can say, time shifting. Similarly, if we have, let's say, f of let me use this blue color only. So if we have f of t plus 3 here, then what that is going to be from our experience, कैसा होगा वो ग्राफ?
It will shift left to 3 units.
It will shift left to 3 unit. तो t plus 2 की जगह minus 3 कर देता है. Let me use f of t minus 3. What will happen to the graph now?
Shift to right 3 units.
3 unit, it will be shifted in the right, isn't it? Okay, it will be shifted 3 unit in the right. So you can see it is starting from minus 1. तो अभी कहाँ से स्टार्ट होगा? 3 यूनिट माइनस 1 के राइट में, राइट, यानी 2 से स्टार्ट होगा. सो इट विल स्टार्ट एट 2, राइट, लेट्स से 2, और 2 के बाद यहाँ तक ये 3 जाएगा, और 3 के बाद यहाँ से यहाँ तक ये 4 जाएगा, राइट. So it will be something like this. So minus 2, sorry, plus 2, and then you will have 3, and then here it is going to be 4, and this amplitude is going to remain the same, so it will be 2 only. Okay, so this is how this shifting works. Okay, And let's do scaling as well and inversion as well, and then we will do all these operations combined here. And so next topic is time scaling. Okay, so we have f of t, and we want from f of t, let's say f of 80. Okay, so the I mean, again the rules are simple and same. Replace t by 80. That's it. Okay, so if you replace t by 80, you will be having the same solution, right? So let me just do this with the same functions only. Let me just draw my function again, and I will be copying that function here, and we will do this there again. Okay, so let me just control C this. Okay, so this is the function. Okay, and we have to compute, let's say ft is given, and we want what is f of 2t. So instead of t, we will have to put 2t, right? So what we will be having here, so f of 2t will be equal to what? t को replace किया है 2t से, so 0. You will be having 2t between minus infinity to minus 1. Again what you will be having is 2. t की जगह आपने 2t फिर से पुट किया तो आपको क्या मिल जाएगा? 2 times 2t, isn't it? Plus 2, and here you will have 2t between minus 1 to 0, and then after that what you will be having? 2, right? And 2 will again be between, sorry, let's write this 2t between 0 and 1, and after that you will again have 0, and you will be writing 2t between 1 and infinity, right? So okay, is this clear to everyone? Okay, so what is going to be f2t if I will you know write it properly? तो हमारे यहाँ से f2t क्या हो जाएगा? f of 2t, it's equal to 0 between t minus infinity to minus half, isn't it? And then after that it is equal to 4t plus 2 between how much? किसके बीच में रहेगा? Minus half to 0, isn't it? And then after that you have 2, again this is between t is equal to 0 to half, and then again after that you will have 0 between half to infinity, isn't it? And if you draw this graph, how is this going to look like, isn't it? Let's then draw that as well, right? So we are going to draw f of 2t, and as you see that it is 0 from minus infinity to minus half, so let's say this point is minus half, and this point is 0, and this point is, let's say, your uh, half, right? So from minus half, if you put uh, t is equal to minus half here, what is going to happen? What is it that you will be getting? You will be getting 0, isn't it? Right? So at minus half it will be 0, and when you put 0 it will be equal to 2, right? So minus half से ये 2 तक जाएगा, right? So this point, let's say this is 2, and from here to half it's again going to be 2 only, isn't it? And then after that it will be 0, and after that it's going to be 0. So you see that it kind of shrunk, isn't it? Initially it was from half to half, एंड जैसे ही आपने टी को स्केल किया 2 टाइम्स टी, ये क्या हो गया? टाइम में स्केल्ड हो गया, टाइम में क्या हो गया? श्रिंक हो गया, राइट? इज दैट क्लियर? टाइम में कॉम्प्रेस हो गया उसी अमाउंट से. इज दिस क्लियर? सो अगर f2t की जगह हमने f of t by 2 निकाला होता तो क्या होता. सो दिस इज f of 2t, राइट? If we have calculated, let's say, f of t by 3, क्या होना चाहिए था? क्या होगा बताइए? अगर आपने इसको स्केल किया, डिवाइड किया 3 से, तो क्या होगा? What is that going to be? Can anybody tell me? It's going to expand, right? When you multiply, टाइम में आपने मल्टीप्लाई किया तो वो क्या हो जाएगा? किसी कांस्टेंट से मल्टीप्लाई किया तो वो श्रंक होगा, डिवाइड करेंगे तो आप बढ़ जाएगा उसी अमाउंट से, जितने अमाउंट से डिवाइड किया. तो आपने 3 से डिवाइड किया है, सो ये -1 से था, सो इट्स गोइंग टू बिकम एट -3. -3 से 0 तक इट विल बी लाइक दिस, and after that it's going to be remain constant up until 3. So this point will be 3, this point is going to be -3, and this value will be remain 2 only. Okay, and this is 0 and this point is 2. Okay, so I hope that this time scaling is also kind of clear to you. Next up we have time inversion. Okay, and what happens that in time inversion we are from ft we are calculating f of -t. Okay, so all we have to do is replace t by -t. So everything that is in the left, that is going to come out in the right, everything that is in the right will come out to be in the left. Okay, and it's quite simple. Let's see the same example here. Again we will be replacing here t by minus of t. You see that these are the operations that are being performed on the independent variable t and not on the ft. Okay, so now we are doing time inversion. Okay, and let's see this. So what will happen here? Let's say ft is again given like that only. So ft is your 0 between t minus infinity to -1, and then it is equal to t 2t plus 2 between t is equal to -1 to 0, and then after that it is equal to 2 between 0 to 1, and then after that it is again equal to 0. Okay, between t to infinity, right? So what is going to be f of minus t here? So f of minus t will become, you will put 0 की जगह आप क्या पुट करेंगे, सॉरी t की जगह क्या करेंगे, माइनस टी. So you will have 0 and you will be writing minus infinity less than minus t minus 1, isn't it? Here you will be have t की जगह माइनस t रखा आपने, तो ये क्या हो जाएगा -2t प्लस 2, और t की जगह माइनस टी यहाँ भी रखा तो क्या हुआ -1 minus t less than equal to 0. Here what you will be having 2, and this will become minus t between 0 and 1, and then again after that it's going to become 0, and you will have minus t between let's say it's from 1 to infinity to 1 to infinity, right? And if you modify this, what you will be having f of minus t, this will become, अगर माइनस साइन से आपने कर दिया तो ये चेंज हो जाएगा, isn't it? Right, so it will be infinity. क्या होगा, -1 से मल्टीप्लाई करना पड़ेगा, -1 से इनइक्वलिटी में -1 से मल्टीप्लाई करने से क्या होता है, इनइक्वलिटी चेंज हो जाता है, राइट? सो इट विल बी 0 फर्स्ट, बट व्हाट यू विल बी हैविंग, यू विल बी हैविंग t, राइट? और यहाँ पे -1 की जगह ये ग्रेटर देन 1 हो जाएगा, और ये क्या हो जाएगा, माइनस इन्फिनिटी की जगह प्लस इन्फिनिटी हो जाएगा. ओके, अगेन यू विल बी हैविंग -2t plus 2 only, and if you change this, okay, what you will be having, t will be between, you see, जीरो से छोटा, और इधर ये क्या हो जाएगा, जीरो से बड़ा, और यहाँ पे क्या हो जाएगा, ये 1, right? And then after this is 2 only, but again what is going to happen here is that t, and this will become -1, and what this is going to become, this is going to become 0, and this 0 again you will be having t, and you will be writing it as minus infinity, and here you will be writing it as -1. So you can see that this is kind of opposite of that. If you write it properly, generally हम इधर से लिखते हैं इसको, तो आप इसको लिखेंगे तो आपको उसके हिसाब से ही मिल जाएगा. Okay, so let me just plot this again, and then you can easily see this, that initially our signal was like this. Okay, -1 से 1 तक, and this value was 2, so this is f of t, and now we are going to plot, sorry, minus t, so that is going to be like this. Okay, and here it is going to be like this, and 1, so this becomes 1 now, and this becomes -1 now. Okay, so I hope that this is clear. This is inverted, y एक्सिस को कांस्टेंट रखना है और आपको सिग्नल को फ्लिप कर देना है. So this is f of -t, and how did this time inversion is also clear to you. You can see the functional form, and you can, if you draw this, this is what you will be getting. Okay, now what I am interested in is combined operations. Okay, and let's just do the combined operation, and then that will be very, very clear to you. So we will be doing this operation, f of at plus some t. Okay, so we are doing combined shifting and scaling, and maybe possibly a inversion. Okay, and we want to do this not on the functional form, because you see that doing it in functional form is quite time consuming. We don't want to do that every time on the functional form. We want to do this directly in the graphical form only. Okay, is this clear to everyone? So let's see how we are going to do this. Let's say we have a function, and that function, let me take a very simple function only, like the previous one only, and let me make this a bit different than what we had. Let me take the same form only. So this is the function. Okay, let's say this is from -1 to 1, and this value here is 2. Okay, and this is f of t. Okay, and this here is t. Do we all, are we all clear here that this is ft and this axis is t? ये सबको clear है?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Okay. Now we have to compute, let's say, f of 3t, or let me just do this, f of 2t uh, plus 6. Let me just do this. हमको let's say ये करना है. So the simplest way of doing this is, let me just copy this figure here, and I will be pasting this. Control C, Control V. Okay, let me make this here. Let me make this in different color. And अभी क्या करूँगा मैं, मुझे f of 2t plus 6 लिखना है, तो मैं क्या करूँगा, या ये एफ टी बाई एस एस टी था, अगर मैं इसको लिख दूं यहाँ पे t को, let me replace this t by 2t plus 6, then this will automatically become f of 2t plus 6. Is this clear? t को क्या किया मैंने, 2t plus 6 से रिप्लेस कर दिया. ओके, तो हमारा फंक्शन जो ft था वो f 2t plus 6 हो गया कि नहीं हो गया? हुआ कि नहीं हुआ, बताइए. एफ टी से एफ ऑफ 2t प्लस 6 कैसे निकाला हमने t को क्या किया, रिप्लेस कर दिया 2t प्लस 6 से, राइट? यही कर रहे थे ना हम लोग. Whatever we were doing replacing t with something, isn't it? तो यहाँ पे मैंने t को किससे रिप्लेस कर दिया, 2t प्लस 6 से. Is this clear? Hello?
Yes,
Hello,
sir.
did you get the point?
आप लोग को
Because
समझ में आया ना कि हमें क्या करना है?
FT versus
Yes,
T
sir.
diagram same as f of 2t plus 6 versus 2t plus 6, right? तो अभी तक से जो सर ने ऊपर बताया वहां पे अपन f of 2t plus 6 versus t ड्रॉ करना है. अपना अल्टीमेट गोल क्या है, f of 2 versus t ड्रॉ करना है, करेक्ट? तो जैसे ऊपर में ड्रॉ कर रहे थे अपन. यस सर, कंटिन्यू.
Okay. So our ultimate goal is that only, as sir told you, that we have to in the end draw f of 2t plus 6 versus t. But what I'm saying is that if I replace t with 2t plus 6, I will get f of 2t plus 6. It will be the same as ft versus t. Instead of t, we will have to write 2t plus 6. अब यहाँ से हमें क्या करना है, we will have to get t only and not 2t plus 6. So let me just use it like this. Okay. Let me just write it like this. 2t plus 6. Okay. And let me write 2t plus 6 is equal to some constant tau. Okay. Is this clear? मैंने क्या लिखा है, f of 2t plus 6 some constant tau, and what I can do is that you see that this is actually equal to tau only. 2t plus 6 is equal to tau only. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear to you? Right now, okay, sorry, my call dropped due to some network error. Okay, let me share again. Am I audible to all of you? Hello?
Yes, yes.
So let's go back to class 10th again, as I was telling you about, or class 6th, 7th again, when you first discovered this algebraic equation. And how were you solving that? We were doing this one step at a time, isn't it? तो हम लोग अगर लेट्स से कि आप 7th क्लास में हैं, हम लोग इसको कैसे सॉल्व करेंगे इस इक्वेशन को? वी हैव टू गेट टी अलोन हियर, राइट? वी डोंट वांट टाउ, वी वांट टी हियर. टी को टाउ के टर्म में लिखना है, ठीक है? तो कैसे लिखेंगे यहाँ पे बताइए? वी विल फर्स्ट राइट 2t और हम लोग टाउ को क्या ले जाएंगे, उधर ले जाएंगे 6 को, तो ये क्या हो जाएगा, टाउ माइनस 6. व्हाट विल बी द सेकेंड ऑपरेशन दैट आई विल बी डूइंग? I will take t here and I will write here tau minus 6 divided by 2, isn't it? And this is the same operation that we have to do now. Okay, so first thing that we will be doing is we will be writing here, instead of 2t plus 6, we will be writing 2t. But what will be 2t? 2t will be tau minus 6. It means every point that is, this is tau is equal to 1, right? So tau is equal to 1 है तो टाउ माइनस 6 कहां पे जाएगा आपका? Where that is going to be? Can somebody tell me? This is 2t plus 6, right? 2t plus 6 is equal to 1. Then what will be 2t? Can somebody tell me?
So 1/2.
1 minus 6, isn't it? Right? यहाँ पे लिखा है मैंने टाउ माइनस 6.
Yes, sir.
तो ये 6 हर पॉइंट को में 6 सबट्रैक्ट कर देना है. 0 में 6 सबट्रैक्ट करेंगे and these are the 3 critical points that are here where function is kind of changing, isn't it? So we will have to subtract everywhere 6, and what will be the new equation that we are supposed to get now? नया इक्वेशन क्या मिलेगा हमें? Let me just draw this again here. And what will happen? This 1 is going to be at minus 5. So let's say this is minus 5 here. So it will be at minus 5. Okay. After that it will be constant 2 for some time, and then it's going to be here. So this point here is going to be what? 0 minus 6. So minus 6, and this is minus 1 minus 6, that is equal to minus 7. And now this function is f of 2t plus 6 only, but this line is no longer 2t plus 6. This line is 2t now. Is this clear? We have function f of 2t plus 6 versus 2t now. Okay. And to get t, we will have to divide this t minus 6 that we have already got, and this is, you see, is equal to tau minus 6. So to get t, we will have to divide it by tau minus 6 को किससे divide करना पड़ेगा? 2 से. So we will divide it by 2 in the next step, and let's see what will happen then. When you divide it by that, what will happen? That this minus 5 will be, आपने 2 से divide किया, right? यहाँ t is equal to क्या? t minus tau minus 6 divided by 2. So when you divide it by 2, every point will also be divided by 2. So 5 will become what? Minus 5 by 2, isn't it? So let's say, let me just do this from here to here. Okay, kind of. Let me use the line tools. That is much better. So let's say this point is minus 5 by 2. Okay, so this is like this, and then it will go by some point, and then it's again going to come down like here. Okay, and let me get, समझ गए आप लोग की क्या है? So this becomes so this becomes minus 5 by 2. This point which was initially minus 6 become minus 6 by 2, that is minus 3, and this 7 is going to become minus 7 by 2, that is equal to minus, कितना होगा ये? 7 by 2. Is this clear? And this point is, this remains 2 only, so this is going to be 2 only. This point here was, you know, ये height जो है वो 2 ही रह गया. Is this clear? How you will be doing this operation? So whenever you have any complicated operations, you can do it step by step and get your function easily. Or another thing that you can follow is first you shift, okay, then you scale, and after that you invert. And make sure that these are not any complex operations. Means if you have, let's say you have to calculate x of minus 2t plus 3 divided by 7, something like that. So you write it like this: x of minus 2 by 7t plus 3 by 7. It should not be, you know, combined joint operation here. Now you shift first, then you scale by 2 by 7, and then after that you invert. Is this clear? Is it clear to everyone? If you are following shifting, scaling and inversion. Yes, please. बोलिए.
Yes, sir.
Sir, can we scale first then shift, or this is a fixed method?
No, no, it's not a fixed method. I told you it is at आप इस equations को कैसे solve कर सकते हैं? Let's say you have this minus, you see that what you have to do, minus 2t plus 3 by 7 से आपको क्या लेना है? t लेना है, right? Are you getting my
Yes,
point?
sir.
तो अब यहाँ से क्या कर सकते हैं? आप कैसे ले सकते हैं? इसको माना आपने टाउ, राइट? तो आप कैसे कर सकते हैं? आप सबसे पहले ये माइनस 2t प्लस 3/7 जो है, यहाँ से 7 को आप ले लीजिए और इसको 7 टाउ कर दीजिए. तो आपने पहले स्केल कर दिया ना. उसके बाद
Yes,
3
sir.
इधर ले जाइए तो आपने शिफ्ट कर दिया, फिर 2 से डिवाइड कर दीजिए तो फिर से स्केल किया, फिर माइनस. सो दिस इज कॉम्प्लेक्स ऑपरेशन, इजंट इट? Okay, and
Yes, sir.
you can do it like this only, where it will be only shifting and then scaling and after that inversion. Okay, so here in this case you will be end up doing more operations, but it's very straightforward. Okay, if you are following, in the end आपको t लेना है. आप t कैसे लाते हैं ये आपके ऊपर डिपेंड करता है. Okay, is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me just give you another problem, and then we will see that how that is going to be done. Okay, so let's say I have a function, another example here, and let's say I have a function that is okay, so let's say the function is like this. We have triangle and then rectangle, and then after that we have again another triangle here. Okay, so let's say this is -1 and this is 2 only. Let 2 की जगह 1 ही करने दो इसको. Let's say this is 1 in y-axis. This point here is again, let's say 1, and this point is 2. Okay, so this is one of the function that is given to us, f of t, and let's say we have to calculate f of 2t, f of minus 2t plus 3, and this whole divided by 4. This is what we have to compute, and you see that this is versus t. So if I have to get f of minus 2t plus 3, as I told you before, that I can get it like two way, that I will be doing it like this, minus 2/4 into t plus 3/4. Okay, and then first I will shift. Okay, so from t I'm going to replace here t with t plus 3/4. Okay, so I'm going to shift only. So यहाँ पे ft दिया है. अब मुझे आप लोग खुद ही बताइए f of t plus 3/4 वर्सेस t कैसा होगा? प्लस 3/4 किया तो कैसा होगा? राइट में शिफ्ट होगा, लेफ्ट में शिफ्ट होगा?
Left में.
Left. So 0 will be at minus 3/4, isn't it? This 1 will be 1 minus 3/4, 2 will be 2 minus 3/4, and this minus 1 is again going to be shifted at minus 1 minus 3/4, isn't it? So I will
Yes,
be
sir.
having something like this. ये सिग्नल आ जाएगा हमारा कुछ ऐसा, राइट? I'm not able to draw properly. So this is 2 minus 3/4, तो कितना हो जाएगा ये? 5/4, this point, and this is 1 minus 3/4, so this is becomes 1/4, right? This point will be here 1/4, and what this point is going to be, minus 1/4 minus 3/4, तो ये क्या हो जाएगा? minus 7/4. Sorry, 0 हुआ ना, 0. So 0, this will be minus 3/4, and this is going to be minus 7 by 4. Is this clear? And this function is, and this is versus t only. So now we are doing it in t only. Next step क्या होगा? We will be scaling this by t को क्या करेंगे हम? Again you remember here we are replacing t and not t plus 3 by 4. Now we are going to replace t with t by 2, isn't it? Minus 2 by 4 मतलब क्या हुआ? Minus 2 by 4 means minus half only. So I am going to replace t by 2. तो next step क्या होगा हमारा? हम स्केल करने जा रहे हैं, t को हाफ से स्केल करेंगे, तो ये सब क्या होगा? हर पॉइंट 2 से मल्टीप्लाई हो जाएगा. Are you getting my point? We are replacing t with t by 2, so we will be having f of t by 2, and here we will have plus 3 by 4. So t by 2 क्या होगा आपका? This is going to become a bit larger, okay, and then it's going to be like this. Here it's again going to be something like this. I'm not drawing to the scale, okay, but let me just put this point here. So this is 5 by 4 की जगह क्या हो जाएगा? This will be 5 by 2. ये 1 by 4 की जगह क्या हो जाएगा? This will become 1 by 2, and this minus 3 by 4 की जगह क्या रह जाएगा? ये minus 3 by 2, and 7 by 4 की जगह क्या हो जाएगा? ये minus 7 by 2, and then you invert it. तो ये क्या हो जाएगा? ये माइनस 7/4 पे चला जाएगा, 5/2 माइनस 5/2 पे चला जाएगा. तो ये वाई एक्सिस में आपको बस रोटेट कर देना है. So once you rotate that, you will be, let me just get this, let me add a page here and then let me show you this. So next step में हम लोग निकालेंगे minus 2/2 plus 3/4 here. Okay, this was right, isn't it? 3/4 here, and what this is going to be? Now it will be inverted. So let me draw it properly here only. So it will be something like this, and then like this. But this point will be what? 7/2. This point here is going to be 3/2. This point which was half is going to be minus half, and this is which was 5/2 is going to be minus 5/2, and 0 is going to be somewhere here, which you can easily see where it is going to be. I think it will be somewhere around here, right? So it will be 0. So this is going to be your f of t minus 2 plus 3/2. So either you can do it like this, or you can just take your function and do all these operations one by one and see how this is going to happen. Okay, so let me just do that, and we will end up with the same function as well. Okay, उसमें हम लोग क्या करेंगे? We will have this, let me just do this only. Okay, what was the function that I took initially? So let me take this function. Drawing is kind of difficult for me, but let me just do this. Okay, so here we have f of t, and this point was, I think, 2, this was 1, this was 0, and this was minus 1, right? And this point was equal to 1 or 2. कितना लिया था? I think it was 1, right? So everywhere that is 1 only. Okay, so this is 1 only, and this is t. So if I have to find out f of 2t, क्या था निकाल रहे थे हम लोग? F of minus 2t plus 3/4. So we have to calculate f of minus 2t plus 3/4. Then easiest way of doing this is we will replace t with minus 2t plus 3/4. So, and let me just do that. Okay, so we will be, instead of writing this t, I can write this as minus 2t plus 3 divided by 4. Okay, and here instead of ft, what I will be having now? I will be having f of minus 2t plus 3 divided by 4. Right? T को हमने replace कर दिया, and this is the function that I will get. But I have to plot f of minus 2t plus 3 divided by 4 uh, versus t and not versus minus 2t plus 3 by 4. So let me assume this as tau. So हम लोग वो equation कैसे solve करेंगे? We will first be getting minus 2t plus 3 and that will be equal to 4 times tau, and then after this is 2t, right? Then after that I will get minus 2t and it will be 4 times tau minus 3, and then after that I will be getting t minus t, and let me just write this t only, and I will writing this 4 tau minus 3 divided by minus 2. Okay, so you can see what is the operation that we are doing. First we are multiplying time by 4. So इसमें क्या करेंगे हम लोग 4 से मल्टीप्लाई कर देंगे. So what is going to be the uh, functions that I am getting? Let me just draw this here. I will not be drawing to the scale, so don't worry. So this is something like this, and then we will have something like this, and then I will have something like this. This function is again f of minus 2t plus 3 divided by 4. But now instead of t, it is minus minus 2t plus 3 by 4. It is for versus minus 2t plus 3. Okay, and this point here is becomes 8. This 1 becomes 4. This 0 becomes 0 only, and this 1 is again going to be let's say 4 only. Okay, is this clear? Next
Yes,
step
sir.
what I will be doing is that माइनस 2t यहाँ पे 3 लेंगे. 3 लिया तो हमने क्या करेंगे, सब में हम माइनस करेंगे, राइट? सो दिस बिकम्स एक्चुअली 4 टाउ, राइट? सो 4 टाउ में हम माइनस 3 करेंगे फिर से. तो व्हाट इज गोइंग टू हैपन इज दैट नेक्स्ट यू विल बी हैविंग समथिंग लाइक दिस. सो यहाँ से यहाँ तक आपका आएगा और उसके बाद यहाँ से ये ऐसे जाएगा, राइट? Let me, I'm not drawing to the scale, just keep point of the x you know, keep timing of the x-axis. So minus 2t plus 3 divided by 4, and now instead of minus 2t plus 3, this is minus 2t only, और 3 सारे पॉइंट से सब्ट्रैक्ट हो गया. सो सब्ट्रैक्ट हुआ तो 8 की जगह क्या मिलेगा आपको 5, 4 की जगह आपको क्या मिलेगा 1, 0 की जगह सॉरी ये 0 भी शिफ्ट ही हो गया इधर, तो 0 यहाँ पे शिफ्ट हुआ जाके, तो 0 की जगह क्या मिलेगा आपको माइनस 3, और 4 की जगह पे क्या मिला आपको माइनस. एंड देन लेट मी डू दिस वर्सेस माइनस टी. अगर माइनस टी के बदौलत किया हमने, सो लेट्स से दिस इज माइनस टी नाउ, एंड व्हाट यू विल बी हैविंग माइनस 2t से माइनस टी किया मतलब हर पॉइंट को 2 से डिवाइड किया आपने. Let me just draw this again. I'm not drawing to the scale, but somewhere like this, and it is somewhere like this, and you can see this 5 will become 5 by 2, this 1 will become 1 by 2, this minus 3 will become minus 3 by 2, and this 7 is become minus 7 by 2. And now you again divide it by minus 1, right? या मल्टीप्लाई कर दो माइनस 1 से, तो 5/2 क्या हो जाएगा -5/2 पे चल जाएगा. माइनस हाफ हाफ कहाँ जाएगा माइनस हाफ पे, 3/2 कहाँ पे जाएगा 3/2 पे, -7/2 कहाँ पे जाएगा 7/2 पे. Let me just draw that. Okay, so you will see that it is something like this. Okay, and this point becomes 7/2, this point becomes 3 by 2. This point becomes minus half, and this becomes minus 5 by 2. And you can see this is the same function, and this is what? F of minus 2t plus 3 divided by 4, isn't it? Now it is versus t. So this is what our ultimate aim was. We wanted this function versus t, and you see that हमने पहले भी मेथड से किया था, वहां पे भी हमें सेम ही मिला था. You see, यहाँ पे हमें वही मिला है, minus 5 by 2, minus half, then 3 by 2, 7 by 2. यहाँ पे भी देखिए आपको 7 by 2, 3 by 2, minus half, minus 5 by 2. Isn't it? So you are getting the same function. The only thing is that here you are doing it using different method. There you are doing using different method. So you can do anything. Whether if you want to do scaling, you can do scaling first. You can do inversion first. The only thing is that you have to keep track of that. Okay, how exactly you are doing. Or if you are making all these operations separate, like here, मैंने ये जो complex operations था उसको हमने separate operation कर दिया, and then I did it by shifting, then scaling, and then inversion. So only in 3 steps I got this solution here. Okay, only in 3 steps. But here we will have a bit more steps. Okay, so that is the optimum steps by shifting, scaling, and inversion. The only thing that you have to keep track is that आपका functions combined नहीं होने चाहिए. For example, 2t plus 3 divided by 4, this 4 was everywhere, right? So आपको ये पूरा अलग अलग करना पड़ेगा. You will have to write in terms of at plus b only. Okay, so this operation should be different, this operation should be different. Is this clear? And if you can do that, then you can do it by shifting, scaling, and inversion only. I hope that this is kind of clear to all of you. Okay. आप लोग को ये शिफ्टिंग स्केलिंग समझ में आ गया, क्या करना है क्या नहीं करना है?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's move on to the next topic now, and that is, I mean, there are many questions that will be asked on this. If you practice some question, all these concepts will be quite clear. Okay, so let me just do this now. That is accumulation operation. So this is what is called as minus infinity to t xt dt, and some people will write it like this, that minus infinity to t x of tau d tau, where tau is just a dummy variable. So you can do that as well. And one thing that I forgot to do this here is that is scaling and shifting of discrete time system. So this was continuous time system, and then you will have to do the same with discrete kind time of system, and that I'm going to do in the next session maybe. Okay, so today let me just finish this time accumulation operation. So let's take the same function only. So let's say I have this function which is something like this, and this is minus 1 and this is 1. This point is, let's say, also 1, and this is 0. And what we are doing, this is, let's say, our function x of t, and we have to find out this minus infinity to t x of t dt. And can you see that this is another function f of t? You see that this integration is a function of time, isn't it? Is it or not? So when you are doing minus infinity to infinity, you are getting a value, but here we are doing minus infinity to t, and minus infinity to t is an operation which is dependent upon time only, isn't it? So you are getting basically a function of time. Am I clear? Can you all see this or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's just do this operation here, and then it will be quite clear to you why it is a function of time. So let's write xt first. So xt, as you have already seen, is a piecewise function, means it is defined in different pieces. The first piece was 0, from minus infinity to minus 1. From minus infinity to minus 1 it is 0. After that it is equal to what? T plus 1 between t is equal to minus 1 to 0. After that it is equal to 1 between t is equal to 0 to 1, and then after that it's again equal to 0 between t is equal to 1 all the way up to infinity. So this is a piecewise function. Similarly, if you integrate this, you will end up with a piecewise function only ft. Okay, so as you can see that since it is different, defined in different, so t can be, so when you are integrating this t, then t can be up to between this range, it can be here, t can be here, or t can be here, or t can be here, or t can be here, isn't it? So what will happen, so let's do this case wise only. So case 1, when t is here, okay, when t is between minus infinity to minus 1, what will happen in that case? Okay, when t is from minus infinity to minus 1, you will integrate it minus infinity to t, you are integrating up to t, not up to minus 1, and t is between minus infinity to minus 1. So minus 1 से पहले t है xt. Just tell me what is the function value between minus infinity all the way, you know, here. ये माइनस इंफिनिटी से ये माइनस 1 के बीच में t समवेयर यहाँ पे है, लेट्स से दिस इज द t. तो ft की वैल्यू क्या होगी, xt की वैल्यू क्या होगी?
0.
0.
dt. So this will be basically equal to 0 only, isn't it? So this is your f of t and this is f of t 0, and किस रेंज के लिए 0 आया? ये माइनस t से लेके माइनस 1 तक की रेंज में. Now case 2, when t is between minus infinity, t is between minus 1 to 0. So t is somewhere here, यहाँ पे है आपका t, okay, minus 1 से 0 के बीच में, and what you are calculating is ft, and ft is defined at minus infinity to t xt dt. So you can see that between minus infinity to t and t is between minus 1 and 0, आपका कहाँ से कहाँ तक इंटीग्रेट कर रहे हैं? माइनस इन्फिनिटी से लेके यहाँ तक, ये t तक. ओके, आर यू गेटिंग माई पॉइंट? तो माइनस इन्फिनिटी से t के बीच में xt की वैल्यू क्या है? कैन समबडी टेल मी नाउ?
Sir, up to -1 it is 0, and for -1 to 0 between t plus 1.
माइनस 1 से t तक इंटीग्रेट कर रहे हैं हम, 0 तक जा ही नहीं रहे हैं. हम कहाँ तक जा रहे हैं? t तक.
नहीं सर, -1 तक
हाँ.
0 और -1 से t तक t plus 1.
t plus 1, right? So we will be writing it like this only in two part. So I can write this integration in two part. minus 1 से minus infinity से minus 1 तक ये क्या है? 0 dt. एंड सेकेंड क्या मिल रहा है हमें? minus 1 से कहाँ तक? अप टू t तक. इसकी वैल्यू क्या है? t plus 1, right? dt. Now if you integrate this part, you will get up 0, and if you integrate this part, what you will be getting? T plus 1 whole square divided by 2, isn't it? And you will have to put limit -1 and t. So when you put -1, it will be 0 automatically, right? Can you see this? -1 put kiya, to -1 plus 1 whole square, that is 0. So what you will be having is t plus 1 whole square divided by 2 only. Is this clear? So ft की second value क्या आ गई आपकी? So ft becomes t plus 1 whole square divided by 2, and for this is for t between -1 to 0. And I hope that this is very clear to all of you. Okay, ये clear हो गया आपको? Now third we will be doing again case 3, and here t is between 0 to 1. Okay, and we have to again find of f of t. So f of t is again minus infinity to t xt dt, and you see that t is now here, t is here. तो ये बताइए माइनस इंफिनिटी से ये t तक, इन दोनों, इसको मिटा देने दीजिए, इसको भी मिटा देने दीजिए, माइनस इंफिनिटी से t तक अभी xt की वैल्यू क्या क्या है बता सकते हैं आप? माइनस इंफिनिटी से -1 तक ये 0 है, -1 से 1 तक क्या है, ये t प्लस 1 है, और फिर 0 से t तक क्या है, ये वैल्यू 1 है, राइट? So it's changing 3 times between that, isn't it? So let me just write this in 3 part. So I can write this like minus infinity to 0, 0 dt, sorry, minus infinity to minus 1, it is 0 dt, and then -1 to 0, it is t plus 1 dt, and then after that from 0 to t, 0 से t तक हम लोग माइनस इंफिनिटी टू t तक कर रहे हैं, और t कहाँ है, 0 के आगे है लेकिन 1 से पहले है, राइट? सो 0 टू t यहाँ पे लिखा, and here it is equal to 1 dt. Now if you do this part is 0, इसको इंटीग्रेट करोगे मतलब एरिया ऑफ ट्रिंगल निकालोगे, दैट इज विल बी इक्वल टू हाफ ओनली. यू कैन डू दिस, एंड देन दिस इज गोइंग टू बी t, and 0 minus t, so this is going to be t only. So what you have is t plus half, and this is value of ft, and this is for t between 0 and 1, right? And then we have to do this case 4, when t is between 1 to infinity. So when 1 to infinity हो रहा है मतलब आपका t कहाँ पे आ रहा है? You see your t is somewhere here, isn't it? So this is where your t is. So यहाँ से यहाँ तक क्या हो रहा है? माइनस इंफिनिटी टू 1, then 1 से -1 से 0, and then 0 से 1, and after that it's again 0. So let me just do this quickly. So this f of t will be equal to minus infinity to -1 0 dt, and then -1 से 0 t plus 1 dt, and then 0 to 1, it is again 1 dt, and then you have 1 to t, it is again 0 dt. So this part is going to be 0, this part is going to be 0, this is going to be half, this is going to be 1, right? So this in total will be equal to 3 by 2. Okay, so your function, so your this function ft, let me just write it here only. So this function ft here, which is equal to minus infinity to t xt dt, is equal to 0, and then after that it is equal to t plus 1 whole square divided by 2, and after that it is equal to t plus half, and after that it is equal to 3 by 2, and this is for this range 0, and then this for second range, and for third range, and for fourth range. Okay, so I can write that like here only, minus infinity to minus 1, and then minus 1 to 0, and then from 0 to 1, and then from 1 to infinity. Okay, so this is the FT that we got. Okay, is this clear to everyone? This is called accumulation operation. Okay, is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in the next session we will be doing scaling and shifting of maybe the discrete time system and the discrete time signals, and then after that we will be doing classification of signals and so on. Okay, so I'm going to end this session now. Raj, are you there? राज सर आप हैं टीम में? ओके, सो आप सभी लोग जा सकते हैं. आई एम गोइंग टू डाउनलोड द अटेंडेंस and we will post some question that you can solve based on the whatever we have given to you. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for joining in.
Sir.